All right, let's call the City of Milton special virtual Common Council meeting to order Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022 at 6 p.m. And can I get confirmation of the appropriate meeting notice?
Meeting notice was posted on Friday, August 19th at Hometown Ace Hardware, Milton City Hall, and Milton Piggly Wiggly.
The next item is approval of the agenda. Is there someone who would like to make a motion to approve the agenda?
So
Make
moved.
the motion to, I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second in between coughs. All those in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
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 Is there anyone opposed? We have an agenda. Approval of minutes from August 16th, 2022. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve them.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the minutes from August 16th, 2021. If there are no corrections or additions or deletions, all those in favor say aye.
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 Is there anyone opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Next item, discussion and possible action regarding a commercial facade grant application for Goodrich Hall LLC located at 501 College Street.
So Nick and April Johannick, who are present this evening on your Hollywood Squares, have submitted a application for a commercial facade improvement grant to remove and replace all of their existing windows on the first and second floor of their building on College Street, which is commonly referred to as Goodrich Hall. Because this is a commercially zoned property, they would be eligible for, and they're located within a half mile of TIF District number 10, they would be eligible for a residential exterior, a commercial facade improvement grant as opposed to a residential exterior improvement program. This would be akin to Goodrich Antiques, no relation. Well, I guess they are related, but not the applicants, who received a grant similarly for an exterior facade improvement 2 years ago for that facility on Madison Avenue. They've submitted their application materials, and all program guidelines are met with their application materials. So it would be the city administration's recommendation to approve the commercial facade improvement grant to the Johannicks for Goodrich Hall.
Does anyone have any questions?
I know this came up in actually as a topic of discussion in our historic preservation meeting, because somebody said they saw a posting about windows for sale at this place or something like that, and there was concern by an individual from the public who was concerned about replacing these existing original windows with modern ones in a historic district area or historical building, and just wanted to mention that that concern had come up in historic preservation. So it looks like you're trying to make these leases look similar as color wise. When I read the application.
And Inga, and I'll let Nick and April talk about it, but Inga and I talked about that this afternoon as well. And based on the application material that was presented, it would be their custom windows that would be of the same color and size as the existing windows.
Yeah. I mostly just wanted to bring up, it came up in historic preservation.
Okay.
So people were aware.
I guess since we're on the topic, I'll add that I've seen the windows that the Williamsons replaced, and they're nearly identical to what is proposed in this package. And when I looked at doing modifications to the windows at a state level, their only requirement is that it has a similar look and feel. So we don't change the number of panes, for example. And these windows do meet those requirements at a state level. I'm not even saying that we're concerned at a city level, but I just wanted to add that I had done that research, and my opinion is it's fine.
And I saw April, you started to say something, but you were muted. So
sorry, our internet connection is just really a little bit shoddy, so we were missing some of that. So what I heard a little bit was that they were worried about, they wanted us to preserve the current windows. Is that what I got out of that?
I think the question, and I'll certainly let Ryan, Inga, and Eric jump in. The question that, as it was relayed to me, was the concern was: are the windows going to are they going to be different from the original look and feel. And the response that I understand is that no, they will not. You'll simply be matching what Terry did a few years ago already.
Correct.
In that you're not changing the size of the opening or the color of the window or the number of panes. So what Eric said is that in his experience at the state level, that's all the state would require. And we don't have any additional requirements at the local level. So from a historic, a respect from a historic consideration, it would be, they would be appropriate.
Yes, and that's part of our goal too, is to keep this as accurate, historically accurate as we can, but also functional.
And I brought it up more, it's mostly as just an FYI, just to give people a heads up that that came up. I don't really have a problem with this. So it just was somebody in the community actually had reached out to historic preservation asking if it was a problem or otherwise. So.
Yeah. I'm sure I can guess who that was.
I think that this is really a great thing for the historic district, and I am very happy that they're following what the Williamsons had done prior to their ownership. And actually, I would like to make a motion. Like to recommend approval of the commercial facade grant application for 501 College Street in the amount not to exceed $10,000.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further comments or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? The motion carries. Congratulations and good luck with your new windows.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Stay
very much.
warm.
All right, moving on to the next item, discussion and possible action regarding an amendment to the permanent rail spur easement along Putnam Parkway.
So this is an issue that came up a couple of months ago as they began to construct the rail out in the industrial park along Putnam Parkway. The original design for the rail bed called for a 30-foot easement along a portion of South Putnam Parkway, or a portion south of Putnam Parkway. And as the construction commenced, it became clear that the topography of the ground required additional easement footage to be acquired as to make sure that the work was all being conducted on land that the city had rights to. So in conversations with CQC and the rail contractor, a change order was prepared and sent back to the city, and then an offer was presented to the city from the property owner. The change order would have prohibited the necessity to have this enlarged easement, but it would have come at a much greater expense than the actual acquisition of the easement. So in discussions with CQC, they felt it was appropriate to move forward with the original design, which we agree with. And then CQC would reimburse the city for the acquisition of that easement. So the easement would be the city's easement, and the rail on that easement would be the city's rail. But CQC, as they often have done through this process, understand that time is money, and they would be willing to reimburse the city for the $30,000 acquisition cost for the easement. So it is the city's recommendation that the Common Council accept the easement, the revised or amended permanent rail easement, and authorize the city administrator and city attorney to execute that easement.
Questions, comments from anyone?
I would make that motion that Al just made, just for the sake of discussion.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Any further questions, comments, discussion?
I do have a question, Al. Are there general, when the rails come in like this, isn't there general like soil boring to see exactly what there is that they're putting this stuff on?
Oh yeah, yep, that was conducted.
And we just needed more space.
Yeah, it's not a matter. Sorry, it's not a matter of the condition of the soil. It's a matter of the width of the easement.
I see. Thank you.
Mhm.
Anything else for anyone? Okay, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? All right, that motion carries. Our next meeting date is September 6th, 6 p.m. It's anticipated that it will be in person. I know
Yeah,
it's kind of nice to be at home.
kinda, if you can hear the screaming kid in the background.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Is there anyone opposed? We're adjourned in really just a few more days. We'll all be together again.